It started just like any other young relationship.
We started dating in 2008, right after high school. I always liked to be like the life of the party. If there was something going on, I was going. Started out with drinking and then like just doing pain pills with friends. It just slowly started to creep up on me without knowing. Next thing you know, it's like I'm waking up and I gotta have something to feel right.
I found out we were having our first baby, a little boy. Brent decided to go in for a 30-day rehab treatment so that we could start fresh, start our family. And so he did that. He got back home. We got engaged, got married, and shortly after Blake was born, 6 months after that, we bought our first house together. And then 6 months later, we found out we were pregnant with another baby, a little girl. We got some pretty bad news about the baby. Her growth had been falling behind. At that point, they told us that it was no longer a healthy pregnancy, and we either had the choice to terminate right there or go home, and in 2 days to 2 weeks, we would lose her. It was that was kind of just really heavy news that neither of us really knew how to handle.
It just knocked me off my feet. When you're told, just go home, wait for your kid to die. I was already dying inside, you know, I'd given up. Things weren't good and I had lost all hope.
At that point was like the turning point for Brent, and his addiction turned into a full-fledged heroin addiction. At 29 weeks, I ended up with a placental abruption, and she came 11 weeks early, ended up only weighing 1 pound, 7 ounces. In the NICU for 3 months and then transferred to a rehabilitation center.
No control over anything. You have to trust in something at that point, and I had no faith in anything. Obviously the drug use just continued, and I was just on a dark path, and I didn't see any way out. My uncle had been telling me about this teen challenge place for forever, and it's a year long. I knew something needed to change. I tried everything else. I'd been to rehabs multiple times.
And I think at that point it was either you can keep going and you're gonna die, or go for a year. So he left. I think the only thing that kept me going was having Chesapeake to come to every week. Even though nobody knew what was going on, that really helped keep me going. It was good though while he was gone because we each had a chance to work on ourselves and on our relationship with God.
When I came back, it was hard. I didn't want to come back to Chesapeake. I wanted to go somewhere else where I didn't know anybody. Nobody knew what was going on. When I was home, I was overwhelmed with like life, and now I'm like just overwhelmed with joy and happiness and having a chance to be a dad and be a husband, and kids obviously listen never. So it's trying to parent 2 kids that I hadn't done a good job at before. I have that chance. And at this point in my walk with Christ, there was hope.
I understand that God wanted us to see firsthand the love that he has for us and see the trust that we can have for him and all of the grace he can give us, the mercy that he can show us, and we couldn't do it on our own. God had a different plan, and we're gonna have to trust it.